you for tuning in with Enchantress. That is me, the Babbler. That is me on this revolutionary ass of an Empress at this time. So we got a lot of interesting, intense energies happening all around, influencing our earthly grounds. And it's just like, hi, we're here, the retrogrades. And they start to like influence a lot of things. And I think it was for Pluto. Pluto's retrograde, which is the 2 videos I did already. Hopefully you can tune in and see those, because that is where I was pulling some cards and stuff like that for Pluto being retrograde in Scorpio, right? And so we also have Venus going retrograde in Western astrology. I believe it's under Gemini. I did not check Vedic. Either way, Mercury, we're gonna let that ruler lead this page for everything that I'm gonna say in regards to Venus going retrograde. Venus goes retrograde every 18 months or so, and so it is important, very important, to see the patterns of what has gone on during those times in your life that like is showing up as a pattern or something that you can see, the looping of what message maybe, you know, you didn't fully receive, because abstract are these things, you know, these concepts in time, you know, how they align. And so like, it's like, if you think about, I think it's spring 2012 and spring 2004, what were you doing during those times, and what kind of highlighted things were happening in your life? What patterns can we extract from our system? Because it is our experience, right? To gather together, to process, right? So it's just interesting, you know, Venus is going retrograde, and one of the influence, the planetary influence of it is Gemini, which, as we know, Gemini too, as superficial can be in terms of the 3D, you know, not diving in, going in so deep. Gemini ask a question when they speak to entertain self, communication with self, and also clearly with others, and how fine they rule their tongues to communicate with awe and articulate and express and be able to be that messenger. That influence is contributing to the retrograde that Venus comes now into play, entering our soul's like secret layer of truth about what? Whom? Obviously Venus, goddess of love, right? So in terms of the realms of the what? Heart, in terms of the realms of things that make us feel. And then let's remember, Pluto is retrograde, and that's for real. And Pluto, ruler of Scorpio. Now that's how deep you want to go. All of these influences are here, influencing the environment, the atmosphere, bringing up a lot of things, my dear, whether you want to think of it in this kind of way or not. There are certain themes that are triggering our spots. And there's a lot of intense energies. Remember, if you go to the other videos that I posted when I was talking about the Pluto being retrograde, ruler of Scorpio, that it's not fudging around anymore, commanding and demanding for whatever is suppressed, oppressed, and needs to be expressed, to be released. Ooh, and now the Venetian waters, we speak, we travel deep, and it's just like, ooh, Mercury, help us to express ourselves and not get caught up in the latest craze and influences of the outside ways. But it's a challenge for us to fully participate in this level of intimate gatherings, because Venetian waters tap into like the spirituality of life and love too. And a lot of people don't want to go into those emotional realms too, but it's like influenced by who? Some power ancient too, and navigation too, knowing its absolute role, and it will play significant in every kind of way. Right? This, it says that this is where I'm not like, you know, so smart. Or just like I'm able to give you the exact like scientific like measurements or definitions or placements and stuff like that, astronomy. But like with Venus going retrograde, it's the points and the like wherever the placements are in the sky, 5 areas in the sky, 5 too, like 5 representing of change, like 5 change, like, you know, this happening every 8 years, a cycle. 8 before 9 is a number of completion over time. 8 is like, don't give up right here, right, the final, when you just like make it to that threshold at 8, infinite 8, like, you know, even life path numbers 8, like change, 5 areas in the sky that are highlighted at this time with Venus being retrograde forms a pentagram in the sky, which is interesting too, right? So, you know, these things, people be like, oh, retro, you know, because it presents challenges for us, because it makes you, it forces you really to like own up to your feels. Like, what's the deal? Like, relationships needing to evolve, especially with yourself. Like, you know, that's what's going to help. Like, what practical changes are you going to be making therefore after moving forward? Or we just going to every, you know, 18 months, every 8 years, every single time, some kind of retrograde period of time, to have another opportunity to then like reflect, introspect, and discern best and make better choices then? Like, you know, where is the practice of your discernment, your knowledge? Knowledge is key. Knowledge of who? Me, thee, thyself. To know thyself is truth, right? So it's about entering, like, you know, the secret layer of ourselves and, you know, getting to know ourselves best. Because we all want love. We all crave intimacy. We all have our things that we have to work through. Yeah, you know what I mean? But the beautiful square that Venus currently makes going retrograde. I'm like, Venus is right here, but yeah. Like, ooh, okay. Equality now. Okay, that flew out somehow. I didn't even get into the deck that I'm using right now. I just got this new deck today, so we're going to read it together and stuff like that. But I did want to, like, explore this topic and just start going in or whatever. So equality now. 10 of coins, ace of coins. 10 of coins, ace of coins. Like, you know, like, here we go. We have everything we need, right? Moving on to new, bigger things. Ace of coins, representing equality now, which goes in and ties into like even what I was just gonna even say about the balancing of that is going to come when we explore this retrograde season, and really come out of it clear about what it is that you truly want, my dears, in anything, any place of your life that is important to you. And that means not putting anything that's in denial, or the things that you don't like to express or speak on, or to not know about. Who should you not know best than yourself? So instead of getting lost in the latest waves of craze of energies that want to entertain you and take you away from self, go in quarantine, go in for your win. At this time, Venus goes retrograde to highlight certain aspects of your life that are now showing you you're at a cross for something. What? Cross? What do you mean cross? You're yeah, cross for something that maybe, and not allowing you to procrastinate anymore about. It's forcing you to say, well, what's it going to be? Forcing you to make a choice. Forcing you to say, oh, I like green over blue. Forcing you to choose, oh, I want pancakes over French toast. But bringing that clarity to you where it's clear, authentic, my dear, so that you can move on from here and experience the most genuine and authentic and true of intimate relations, first starting with you, and then, matching that frequency vibration to have with the people that matter to you. It doesn't have to be a lover. But first you gotta have that with yourself. So, of course, these transits that go retrograde, they'll say, oh, the fixed signs have, some challenges along their way because, no, it's what I say. It's what's tried and true. It's what I'm going to do. But, well, then why are you at a cross, boo? Why are you conflicted? If this is the path for you, why do you feel so restricted? Oh. Okay, let me get uplifted. Let me get real. Let me know my absolute deal. No more can I pretend, nor can I deny what's happening inside. It's about the expression of life. Venetian waters going true into the Scorpionic retro too. Pluto. And just highlighting too, patterns of yourself and relationships, and are you even yourself? Can you be so you with the people around you, or do you have to camouflage and become what you think they need to see so that, you're not ridiculed or cast aside and people pleasing, and how long do you stay in relationships that are unfulfilling to you just because? Because I have to, and it's not about giving up too, but it's just about being real with you. How cruel can we be to another person who's unfulfilling to ourselves, to then be real and be I don't want to hurt you, right? I do care, I have feelings for you, but clearly, when what I want and what you want, two different things, this crossroad, you see. So it's that too, business, career-wise. It doesn't have to be just love. It's just an example, guys. Take what resonates. But and then the Ten of Pentacles, what is your Ten of Coins? Because Ten of Coins is Ten of Pentacles. What is your happy place? What is your happily ever after? What is your castle? What is your mansion? What is a house? And, whatever it is that you dream to be, to bring into fruition, you see. Now, getting into the bottom of those kind of things, but the reality of it for you, what is your truth? Because remember, we got conditioning too. We got a whole creation of life that has been spoon-fed to us about what it is and what it is that we know to be, and then we're asked to operate our own machinery on this already blueprint of reality that exists, that is just okay, I gotta operate on this. No wonder people are so miserable too, because they never get the opportunity to feel like they can find find new land and let me start over here, man. Leave those people alone. No, because, rulers have conditioned it so. So these seeds that we sow, like, and then the creations, how many people come from, strict backgrounds of, like, certain kind of upbringings, religious, beliefs, and, just certain kind of cultures, don't cross, whatever it is that is going to be for whomever you see that is experiencing the tower-like moment of reality hitting, like, whoa, nothing in my life matches anything that I've ever saw. Something's not right. Whew. But what's it gonna be? Like, finding the balance, the structure that is gonna be for you and your truth. Never minding what you even have chosen from before. That was another door you lived and walked through. That doesn't apply to you, or is it true? Yeah, oh, that applies to me, and that's how it's going to be. Okay, so I don't know why you at this crossroad part of life you see. You shouldn't even be here. Huh. Okay. Anyways, take what resonates. Go your merry way. Right. Sure. So, some alchemy is misaligned inside deep. And you have these times, it doesn't have to be a negative thing, positive thing. This is not a charging room. You're not judging yourself too. It's about the discovery of you. What is your 10 of Pentacles? So I like this. So this came today. It's the in-between. Oh, they're falling. This is the in-between tarot. So it's kind of like, the interconnecting parts of, like, so it still has a 78 tarot, regular tarot cards. It's going through the tarot, the traditional tarot. But it says it's breaking with tradition. The 78 cards we see in a traditional deck of tarot cards, such as the Rider-Waite deck or the tell a story. However, the cards are very much standalone and do not have the blah, blah, blah. This is particularly apparent with the Major Rider. I don't want to read all of that. So anyways, it's just about the interconnecting, the concept of bridges that, because, when you have the regular tarot, it's just showing you, like, I guess, like, the outcome or, like, the present situation of what it is now and giving the advice or, like, the movement forward or, like, the visual, whatever, of that. So the in-between, the concept, I guess, is kind of like, the bridging together, like all the parts that interconnect the part from one point into the in-between. So I just thought about that, like, I was like, oh, I got this today. Talking about the retrograde, like, the in-between parts, the parts right now that count, because what emerges from this space is whatever we're creating from this in-between moment right now. Like, what steps are you taking? Like, the in-between. It's the discovery. Like, it's all the details that people like to, like, skim through. Like, I don't know this math problem. You just give me the answer? Like, that kind of thing. No. There's details to things. Like, you got to get from this point to that, get to this point. But, like, so it's the in-between part that I liked. And I was just like, oh, okay. So, that's fine. I'm using it, like, right now. Anyways. So. So, I don't know what this card is going to say in this particular deck, but I just think about what, I was just even babbling about. It's about that, even in relationships, like with Venus going retrograde and highlighting certain kind of theme aspects for us with our life experiences. And it's just like, like the balance of relationships, like the divine masculine energy, the divine feminine energy existing inside of us, like, the relationship we have with ourselves, fine. But, like, just even the relationship that we have had or have with people now, that there's always something off the measurements. Like, one person might be more this and that, like, and it's about building on equality, building on the same page, or, you know, not even just, how about an open page? Honesty, trust, all these things that we find so difficult to have due to either life experiences and conditioning views that taint our views. So what is it that you really think about too, and what's really real for you? Or are you going off a concept of a system of some other part of time that doesn't even apply to you now at this time? Like, what do you feel inside? The honoring of, like, your shrine. No more suppressing, no more holding on to or letting go of old baggage too. Why not? You have to keep it? Okay. And then now, like with the mercurial, that's how I'm going to say it, Geminian kind of communicative experience, we're being asked to know this stuff for ourselves because we got to share it. Like, it's uncomfortable. Nobody likes to be so vulnerable in their fields and all open for real and like, hear me and what I say. This is how I feel today. And so, okay. So it's like the bridge of life. Coming from alignment. Coming together for a collective common ground of peace, love, harmony. Oh, they go, don't get so hippie to me and for me. But no, there should be balance. Because this other shit ain't working. It's hurting. Would you rather love or be loved? How about equal give and take? No, but I have to be loved. I have to be heard. I have to be accepted. Why? Go into those whys. What is it that you desire? What is your fantasy? What is your romantic blueprint of a story? Of a feel? And then, like, do you torture the partner that you have that doesn't give you this ideal? Oh, going down deep into the ideal aspects of what are your ideals of love, and is it, do you even give it? You demand it, but do you give it? Matching vibration and frequency, you know? How are we gonna do these things? Love intimacy. Art is expression. Again, applying, putting practical changes to your everyday by having clear what it is that you truly feel without suppressing, denying, or not getting to, because it's a challenge. It's uncomfortable. It's also a time to review your finances too. And are you doing what you feel passionate about too? Are you even aware or clear of what your passions are? Like, clear. This feels right. You get to travel the next 6 weeks, like, you know, down memory lane if you want to play with it in that kind of way. But remember, emotionally detached is not for you to feel the past. If you want to bridge things together, the concept of that, like, you want to merge, infuse, accept, dark, light, right, wrong, like, you know, it's not about judgment. It's not about charging yourself for any old offense or any lack thereof of knowledge that you didn't have before to make the wisest of decisions. And so now when you know better, you do better for yourself. Like, you know, that's what's going to help to discern between idealisms and reality and your emotions too. Like, what the fuck do you desire? Truth? Emotional transformations? It's deep. Oh, I'm just gonna read that. So equality now. 10 of coins. The in-between. You know how I'm posing the question, like, what is it you want? This is also a time to let go. I'm hearing, I don't know, like, being clear. Respecting your own boundaries, but letting go of stuff that has attached itself to you too. And why you even allow it to occupy space there. Like, it's, what lens, what scope are you viewing it from? Like, you know, in the way that you receive love, give love, or feel that. Like, look at how people make you feel, the things you chase, or the things that you allow to influence your environment, and how much are you willing to sacrifice to get certain kind of things, or attention, or validation, or, you know, just for the sake of appearance, status, and like worldly obsessions and possessions, and like, you know, and just like, you know, even just the concept of like the conditioning of, you know, it's love or money, career, like, you know, and the dreams. Oh, I had to follow my family's like business or dream of this for me, and I didn't get to pursue this other kind of thing. Letting go of these kind of like old stains of things, or like misery of like just people that have hurt or scarred, because these are like healing the inner child wounds that, like, you know, that have gone on in life so far without ever being addressed. So it's like plucking it out at its best, so that you can hug yourself, love yourself, and create that peace and harmony with yourself inside. But you gotta get rid of the toxic vibes, and that's by addressing them this time, you know. So I forgot, let me read this, because we're already almost at 30. I might have to do video number 2. I don't know. We'll see how I feel. 10. Okay. It's this one. Equality now. Source cards, 10 of coins, Ace of coins, 10 of coins, keyword success, abundance, Ace of coins, keywords material, opportunity. In between concept of offer of practical and material assistance. A man is now standing on a street podium. He is standing underneath a sign which states equality now. He has been following and inspired by the movement of the suffragettes. I don't know how to say this word, so I'm not going to say it. The Suffies. Yeah, the sufferers. The suffragettes. The sufferers, I'm going to say. And is starting out his own movement for equal rights of ethnic minorities. By his side stands one of the lead sufferers. She is offering her experience and will stand by his side throughout this new process. When this card makes its energies known, acknowledge the offer of help and guidance that is extended to you. Practical help and assistance is now just around the corner, and opportunities abound for material success. But just as quickly as they can fade away, grab the opportunity while you can. Beautiful. Yes, but know what it is that you want to do, because, you know, we also have this karmic loop that is part of our conditioning too. So if you can understand, overstand, then you're able to get through these uncomfortable positionings and placements for you that are challenging for you too, in whichever regard you're it's highlighted for you at this time. Everybody's going to be different. Everybody's going through something, you know, whatever. But, you know, you're learning and you're putting into practical, you're adding practicality to, you know, a new that is not clear to you, but you're moved by the alignment that you receive when you dive into these things, because there's nothing that can be more whoa, and you should know this by any kind of epiphanies you have experienced up until date, like, or any kind of like, whoa, why I didn't see this before kind of waha moments that you've had in life, when those kind of instances infuse and shine their bright light, and you're like, like, you know, that kind of sense of truth and validation for you. There's nothing, no one that can pull that kind of reality of truth for you beneath your feet, because solid is that kind of keep when you have that kind of majestique of like, I know what I mean, and it goes deep. And to know that too in the intimate layers, the personal layer, the personal layers, the emotional layers, this emotional transformation that's happening right now, that is happening for you at this time, so that you can have and experience the most best possible experience removing all the resistance, removing all the taintedness, the baggage, the poison from all of these life experiences up to this point in time, and aligning and you finding that alignment with yourself, because you put in the work. Well, you put in the work or be still tormented and conflicted in some kind of way, but knowing what it is that brings balance and equality for you. Like, yeah, sure, they use this as a, in a worldly kind of concept kind of way, but look at how they said she was supportive of he too during this transitional time of finding the equality in life, in the world, but that starts with you, and that's the balance of the divine masculine, divine feminine energies existing inside of you too, supporting yourself first. How do you expect anyone to come into full support with you in anything that you do if you don't even know what, you don't even have that level of energy targeted towards yourself? Look at this. I'm looking at this even just like this protection, this divine heavenly help walk through the door, like this portal that is going through spans of time to help you to align, to bring your 10 of Pentacles, your foundations into tangible reality, because we know that coins, pentacles, it's the earthly concepts, it's the one that is tangible in this reality. This is not in the ethers. Pentacles is on earth. Bringing it into earth, into reality. Like, the ideal desire that is yours. Your dream. Being clear with this game plan. And understanding, overstanding. Is it your desire, or is it one from your conditioning, or a worldly one? Where does it come from? How do you feel inside? Expressing yourself free, no matter the reactions of others and how it's going to be. It's about you being free to simply be, improving all your relationships intimately, first with yourself. Okay? Oh, it just says 32 minutes. Yeah, so I don't know. I might continue with something more, but anyways, equality now, something more Venus retrograde. Thank you for tuning in with me today. Also follow me on my other social media platforms. All the information will be in the description box eventually below eventually. Yes, you can follow me on Instagram at Enchantress, ENCHANTRESS, the one and only. And also my website, enchantresstheebabbler.com. You can subscribe. It's for free, and you receive a free oracle from me too when you do. And I also have right now Quarantine Unlimited is the coupon code for 20% off all services and things that are in the shop. So that's what's up. And also my blog, my baby, enchantingbubble.blogspot.com. And I hope that you are all safe, healthy, and continuing to be positive in your own alignment, shining bright, showing yourself compassion, love, airtight, and flowing and glowing regardless of what is showing. Because you're responsible for your own energetic field, no matter what is happening all around you. Don't use the excuses of the influences in your environment to create the static or the stunting of your own growth, because you are responsible for you, no matter what it is that is happening to you. And if there are certain things that are on repeat, ask yourself simply, what part of me allows this to continue to be? And there you go, mirror, mirror, set you free. And if you still don't, or whatever the case, maybe it tells you that you want this or you like this, and so then have that, but being as real with you, it's going to change your life. Right now, the planets aren't playing. They're forcing you to make some leveling of a kind of a choice. And for those of you that be like, they suffer for FOMO, is what is it called? Fear of missing out. You're missing out with that fear. Boy, is that clear. The Empress and the Emperor here. These two fell out. Wow. Wow. Emerging. Alright, I gotta turn this off.